Hello everyone, this is part 6 of What If Naruto Was a Blacksmith, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Anko watched as two figures approached her. They didn't look happy. What's wrong, brats? Can we just get this over with? Miku asked. Fine. You're going to go in there, and try to survive until I come and get you. Anko gave an awkward smile. Now even though I might show up, that doesn't mean training will be over for the day. What does that mean? Naruto asked. That means she'll beat the S out of us sometimes. Miku stepped through the gate, Naruto behind him. Have fun. She locked the gate, and left while laughing. Now what anarchy? Miku remained silent. Please tell me you have a plan. Miku sighed. Not this time. You're supposed to be the plan guy. Naruto shouted. Give me a minute, alright. Miku started pacing. Damn, still nothing. Let's just make it up as we go. That usually works for us. Naruto jumped into the trees. Let's go. Miku followed after him. What do you think we'll run into? I don't know. I've heard some of the stuff others have talked about, like giant bugs, and oh my god. They quickly stopped. How are we gonna beat that? Stuck to the tree in front of them sat a giant scorpion. It was black, stinger stained with blood. Its eyes followed the two. I hate Anko Ne-chan. Miku grunted in agreement. Plan. Ain't got one. Naruto cursed. Some advice though, avoid the tail. The scorpion moved to the ground and Miku threw a few kunai at its legs. They hit the ground and exploded. Damn, that just made it mad. The scorpion launched its tail forward. Miku dived out of the way and drew his sword to block a strike from one of its claws, only to be pushed away. Naruto launched kunai at its back. They stuck and exploded but no damage. This ain't good. Tell me about it. Miku ducked below a tail swipe. They both heard the scorpion take a deep breath. No way. It exhaled a large gust of wind. Son of a b. The wind cut their arms and legs. We can't penetrate its skin. What do? We can't, but it can. Stay here. Miku threw shuriken at the beast's face, but they were blocked by the tail. He jumped onto its back and slashed at its back. Naruto threw a kunai with a flash tag attached to it. It went off in its face. It started to thrash wildly, attacking in random directions. It cut itself in its back, leaving a small gash, and a black liquid started flowing. Now we got an opening. Naruto made hand seals. Futen, Renkuden, Raiten, Usurubu. Miku pitched the ball of lightning and the scratch mark. The attacks did little, but the wound widened. We're going to have to keep attacking that. And Miku threw most of his kunai with exploding tags attached. The following explosion caused a loud shriek. This pattern went on for hours. The scorpion seemed to slow down. Let's that shell. Miku and Naruto drew their swords. They jumped to its back. We revealed its nervous system. Miku looked around. That. They dug their swords into the crack and the scorpion cried out in pain. It shook him off and retreated deeper into the forest. No use going after it. Naruto looked around. We'd be easy targets in the dark. That was impressive. The two turned around, only to find Anko sitting on a snake's head eating dango. Pretty smart. Anyway, report tomorrow for more training. Miku and Naruto quickly left the training area. The training for the 2 months, between interrogation and Anko's extreme combat training in Area 44. They also had training with Asuma and Kakashi. Hey Naruto, get your ass up. We gotta go, and Tenten already left. The door swung open, showing Naruto in a black hoodie, black pants, and black shoes. His headband on his forehead. Let's go, he said as he climbed down the stairs. Miku grabbed his hoodie. It was black with a solid reed STS down each sleeve. He left it unzipped, revealing a red shirt. He had black baggy pants, black boots, crimson fingerless gloves, and his headband on his forehead as well, though he kept his hood up so it wasn't visible. They were walking to the academy. Wonder what it's going to be like. No clue. But we're still gonna beat down everybody to pass. Naruto smiled. Right, anarchy. Hell yeah. Miku patted his seal. We're an army, all 4 of us. They reached the academy in 5 minutes. 3rd floor right. Naruto nodded. Miku looked at the room number. But we only went up 1 flight of stairs. He thought for a moment. Alright, I figure it out. Please just let us through. Miku heard a familiar voice and turned his head just in time to see something bad. He just witnessed Tenten get knocked down. Hey! Miku shouted as he walked over, anger visible on his face. He delivered a punch that connected. Not a good idea. A kick from the other genin came and Naruto caught it. Can't let you get all the fun. Naruto said as he pushed the other guy back and got into a fighting stance. Drop the genjutsu already, we're only on the 2nd floor. Came an arrogant voice. Yeah, that's easy to figure out if you know how to count. Miku said as he grabbed Tenten's hand, helping her up. You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. She smiled. Good. I know you said not to worry during the exam, but it didn't start yet. Miku clearly remembered a talk he had with his wife about the exam. He was glad he quickly thought of a loophole. He kissed her on the cheek and left for the stairs, Naruto behind him. Good going, Aniki. Naruto patted his friend on the back. Man, that Uchiha is an idiot. That genjutsu was there for a reason. Yeah, I thought they were all supposed to be genius, or some S. They turned the corner to see Anko standing by the 301 door with some other Leaf Junin instructors. I knew you two would be here. Anko smiled at her students. We didn't spend 2 months of crazy ass training for nothing. We're ready. Naruto pumped his fist in the air. Miku just nodded. Well, get in there then. Miku smiled, his turn to seem excited. He swiftly kicked open the door. The two walked in and noticed the stairs. The F you looking at? Naruto asked. They felt waves of intense centered them, but they flared their own back, it quickly filled the room. Most turned away nervously, others continued to stare with added interest. One particular, he had red hair and a tattoo of the word love on his forehead. Wow, Sasuke, who beat your ass? Miku asked. Sasuke was about to answer when Lee entered. Yosh. I was testing my flames of youth. Miku nodded. Good job, Lee. Naruto said. The other rookies came in. Naruto-kun. Ino walked over. Your date went well, I suppose. Miku shoved Naruto forward. Hey Ino-chan, you missed the show earlier on the 2nd floor. I was awesome. Naruto had a large grin. Idiot. Miku thought. He can be at times. Bogu said. Tenten told me when I ran into her downstairs. You two can't stay out of trouble. Ino said. Hey, it's not our fault. Anyway, wanna go out after this? I know a great place. Ino thought about the last date. Naruto took her Meshi, a new restaurant. It was very expensive. What she didn't know was that Miku had given Naruto most of the money for it. Sure. She smiled. It'll be fun. Hey, you guys need to keep it down. A white-haired Konoha nin walked over to them. He pointed at Miku. Most were fine tolerating the door kicking, but not this much noise. What can I say? I love pissing people off. Miku responded, a hint of hostility in his voice. You are all the rookies, right? The name is Kabuto and look, I'll help you out. Kabuto pulled out some cards. I've gathered information and stored it in these cards. Anyone you want to know about? Sasuke stepped forward. Naruto Uzumaki and Mikuru Yaiba. Miku raised an eyebrow as Naruto cracked his knuckles, ready to beat the bastard. Okay, here's Mikuru. Sensei is Anko Mitarashi, not a lot of missions, just a few C ranks, an insane chakra level, Kenjutsu expert, married. How is that important? Miku asked. Naruto Uzumaki. Again, not many missions, damn, even higher chakra level than Mikuru. They both have an impressive list of jutsu. Got to watch out for these two. I've heard their teamwork is rather unpredictable. Only when Aniki can come up with a plan. Naruto glared at his older brother. Hey, how many times have I fought a giant scorpion? Miku chuckled at the faces of the other genin. I was just glad when we finally hunted that thing down and ended it. Took us a month and a half. Put the damn thing's head in my office. Mikuru grabbed the cards that contained Naruto's and his info and burned them with a fire jutsu he learned. Anyway, you two aren't the only powerful ones here. Miku was failing miserably to stop himself from laughing at the angered Uchiha. The other villagers sent the best. I'm still unfamiliar with Oto, but they're small and new. Don't have a lot of information. Kabuto was rushed by an Oto nin. He easily dodged the kunai, and the following punch. His glasses broke and began vomiting. He dodged it. Then how? Naruto thought. I'll try to figure it out, Kit. I'm sure there's some trick to it. Kyuubi said, its interest perked. Alright, settle down. Someone shouted. Oh, this isn't good. Naruto sighed. I'm your proctor for the first exam. Ibiki Morino. This test got a lot more complicated if Ibiki-sensei is in charge. Maiku picked up a numbered card and went to his assigned seat. This sucks, Naruto said as Maiku walked by. Naruto sat down and just stared ahead. Okay, as you can tell, this will be a written examination. You have an hour to answer 10 questions, only the last one will be given until the last 10 minutes. Now, no cheating. If you're caught, you get a 2-point reduction from your final score. Get caught 5 times and you're out along with your teammates. Ibiki said. Begin. Everyone turned their papers over. Maiku looked at the first question, then to Naruto. We're fed. We're fed, Naruto shouted in his head. Kyuubi, buddy, help me out here. The fox sighed. All right, you know the answers. Naruto let out a sigh of relief. No, I don't know the answers. But unlike you, I'm smart enough to figure this out. Kyuubi then gave Naruto the answers, only having to pause to think. Okay. Kyuubi is feeding Naruto the answers. Idiot can't possibly figure them out. Maiku began to observe everyone else. Here, kid, I already got them for you. Bogu sent Maiku the answers. Sad to say that I don't know this either. Maiku wrote down his answers and turned his paper over before pulling out a deck of cards. He engaged himself in a game of solitaire until the exam was called for the 10th question. Alright, pencils down. Everyone looked up. It is now time to administer the 10th question. Now the choice to take it is up to you, and if you accept and fail, you will not be able to take the exam again. So if you are unsure of yourself, give up now. Can't take the exam again. That's not fair. Other people have taken it more than once. Someone shouted. It sounded familiar, but Maiku wasn't paying attention. Too damn bad. They never had me as a proctor. Ibiki smiled as he saw a few hands. Alright, all of you leave. Now then, anyone else? You won't get us, Ibiki-sensei. Maiku said. Damn straight. You won't punk us into walking out. Naruto added. We figured out what you are trying to do. Ibiki asked again, but got no more hands. Okay, then you all pass. The scarred instructor said. What? Came from many of the genin. As many of you discovered, cheating was the only way to pass the test. It was to test your information gathering skills. We had a few chunin who knew the answers for you to find and get the answers from. And what the 2 knuckle-headed students of mine here were getting at was also true. Ibiki chuckled as insults were directed back at him from his students. Bastard. Both Naruto and Maiku thought. A chunin is required to do any mission asked of them, regardless of the cost of failure. Ibiki removed his bandana. These scars I earned in the line of duty for my village. I knew the cost of the mission, but I continued on regardless. Those who risk it all earn the right of chunin. The window suddenly exploded as a black ball burst through it. God damn it, Maiku muttered. We're so screwed. Naruto sank in his chair. The ball opened to reveal a purple-haired woman with revealing clothing. Alright, maggots, I'm your proctor for the next exam. Anko Mitarashi. You're early, Anko, again. Ibiki said as he calculated the repair cost of the window. I need to reinforce that thing. Damn it, I always do that. She turned to the crowd. You getting soft, Ibiki. I knew your exam seemed too easy. Maybe we just have some good genin participants this year. Ibiki finished his internal calculations. Damn it, that's a lot. I should look into insurance. Doesn't matter, by the end of the second exam, I'll have cut him down to half. Meet at training ground 44 tomorrow at 10. You too. She pointed to Maiku and Naruto. I expect to see you two crawling out of there by the time I get there. Anko left the same way she came in. Maiku pounded his fists on the table. Damn it, I should have known she would put us through that insane training the day before. Maiku stood up and left out the open window, Naruto following, muttering something about a crazy bee. Maiku and Naruto leaned against the gate, breathing heavily. They were bloody and covered with bruises. Damn thing tigers. Dude, don't remind me. Naruto sighed as he collapsed onto the ground, unable to support himself even with the aid of the fence. Maiku soon fell shortly after. I can use this. Someone grabbed the two boys and left the forest. The genin had gathered at the designated time near the fenced-in forest. Near the gate sat a booth. All right, brats, pay attention. This is training area 44. But it has another name given by the Junin who spend time here, and my students happen to agree with them. Anko pulled two sleeping boss onto the booth. They call it the Forest of Death. Properly named if you ask me. Miku shot upright, knowing where he was. He slapped Naruto in the face. Wake up. Breakfast already. Naruto scratched his head. No, you idiot, it's time for the exam. Miku got off the booth. Oh right. Naruto followed. You are going to be given one of two scrolls, heaven or earth. Your objective is to obtain the other and make it to the tower. The time limit is 5 days. Anko Street USD the crowd. Pay attention. Anko tossed a kunai. Chuji is probably going nuts. A kunai flew past Miku's. Naruto was sitting on the ground trying not to fall asleep. His mind barely registered the image of a kunai coming at him, but it still cut him on his cheek. That's when Anko appeared behind him and licked his wound. Such tasty blood, Naruto. Anko ne-chan. Anko looked at Miku, a bit of annoyance in her eyes. Shouldn't you get back to work? Always have to spoil my fun. Anko went back to the booth, not before giving Miku forms to hand out. What are these? Sakura asked. These state that Konoha cannot be held responsible in case you were to accidentally S during this exam. Anko now had a grin on her face. Is it really that bad? Asked Asuna Nin with blonde hair and a metallic object on her back. Yes. Miku and Naruto shouted. Miku stared at the gate with deep concentration. You trying to set it on fire with your mind? If I was trying to do something like that, I'd be using you as a target. Miku laughed. Just getting impatient. Yes, you tend to do that a lot. Naruto said as a voice came over the speaker. It was Anko's. Okay, the exam starts now. The Chunin at the gates unlocked them and everybody ran through. Good luck, brats. She smiled as she set the mic down. You two better not S.X. Miku stood in the middle of a clearing. He was breathing heavily as he stared at two shinobi from a megakure. Naruto was leaning against a tree holding an earth scroll. Having trouble, Anarchy. You ked the first one with no problem. I'll admit I underestimated these two. But this shouldn't take much longer. Miku raised his arms and gripped his tanto tighter as he drew another one. Ready? He asked his opponents, but charged them before he could answer. He quickly moved behind one and his T. He blocked a thrown at him and charged again. Hurry up, Anarchy, clock's ticking. Naruto announced. Miku ducked under a slash from a katana and stuck his blades in his opponent's chest, one piercing the heart. Time. Miku looked over to Naruto who was holding a stopwatch. 1:15, not bad, but you usually do better during training. Miku cleaned his blades before returning them to the sheath on his lower back. Well, we got the scroll, now what? Miku just stared at Naruto before he realized what he said. Never mind. We should rest and head to the tower tomorrow. Bogu said. Right, we'll camp out tonight and head for the tower at first light. The two went back into the forest to a tree they had found earlier. Its bottom was hollowed out and provided room for at least 5 people. Well, how many does that make today? 4. Naruto answered as he looked over 2 pairs of scrolls. Naruto quickly made a fire outside the tree. This exam is a little too easy. That just means we have better combat skills than the teams we went up against. Miku explained. Plus the first one was information gathering and we didn't get that at all. Naruto chuckled. Yeah. Just thank our demons for the answers. You're welcome. Bogu and Kyubi said. The 2 containers let out a small laugh. They quickly prepared a small meal with some of the food they had brought with them before Naruto went into the hollow to sleep for 2 hours until Miku woke him up to switch out the watch. Naruto yawned as he stood up. Well, that was an relaxing night. Naruto turned his upper body to the left, stopping when he heard a crack, then turned to the right. I know what you mean. Miku said as he cracked his N. Much better. Well, let's go. Miku took to the trees. A minute later Naruto joined. They were traveling for an hour when Miku stopped. You feel that? Yeah. That's some chakra. Naruto looked around. I think it's from over there. They took off in the direction to find Team 7 engaged in battle. Should we help? Yeah. I don't like that guy down there that's beating Sasuke. Maiku drew his sword and jumped into the battle, taking a swing at the nin. Something isn't right about you. Naruto went over to Sasuke, who was G-sping his shoulder. Hey, is he okay? Naruto asked Sakura as he tried to look at Sasuke's wound. That snake guy just bit him. Naruto's eyes widened when he got a look. He's got a seal on him. Naruto shouted. Maiku muttered as he took a defensive stance. Your turn to fight me now, Mikaru-kun. The pale man asked. How do you know me? Maiku began thinking over where he could have encountered this man before, but none came. My friend Chigiri spoke of you often. He noticed the mention of the name angered Maiku. Bogu. A hole appeared in the ground and black smoke rose from it. Soon Bogu crawled up like the uns. Sparks of electricity could be seen around his body and the cross tattoo had a dim glow. From the amount of chakra you allowed me to use, I can tell this will be interesting. Bogu charged electricity into his mouth and shot it out at the snake man. Hey, who are you exactly? Naruto asked. Orochimaru. Maiku looked back. That's what he told us. Maiku nodded to the pink-hair girl. Been practicing your entrances, Bogu? Maiku asked, more to just calm himself down than to make conversation. Yes, and I have a few more, want to see. Bogu chuckled as Maiku made hand signs. Not right now. Raiten, rain-ripe fungeki. With training, Maiku was able to produce 3 electrified lions. Go. Orochimaru was able to dodge the attack with ease. Maiku was shocked when Bogu disappeared. What the F are you doing? Maiku felt a surge of Bogu's chakra. I got the idea from watching Naruto fight on the bridge. Maiku fell to his knees as a yellow chakra circled him. His skin turned darker and had yellow vein-like markings on him. His seal also appeared, white, as did the cross tattoo on his chest. His hair also turned a light red. There you go, kid. Thanks, he said out loud and charged Orochimaru and punched him. Orochimaru put PA guard, but it collapsed under the strength. He clearly underestimated. Interesting, was all he said before he dodged a kick that left a small crater in the ground. Maiku was about to attack again when there was a hand on his shoulder. It resembled claws. Maiku looked at the owner, he had red-stead eyes. Naruto, let's go. Orochimaru summoned a large snake. It lunged forward, only to have its head set into the ground by Maiku. Naruto landed a punch on Orochimaru, knocking him towards Maiku. I got a message for that bastard friend of yours. Tell him that when he shows himself again, I'll K him. Orochimaru collapsed into what looked like mud. Very well, I'll tell him. Maiku turned around to see the snake staring at him. Though I must say you two surprised me. Next time I'll try harder. Now I must go, now that I finished my work. And the snake bastard, as Naruto calls him, left. Damn that snake bastard. Maiku and Naruto stood in place for several minutes before returning to their normal appearances. How is everybody? We're fine, Sai said as he tightened a bandage around his arm. Thanks for your help. No problem. Maiku walked over to the pale kid. Have you gotten enough scrolls? Maiku asked. No, we don't have the required. He destroyed one of ours. Sai watched as Naruto began digging around in his bag. Here, take one of our extras. Naruto handed the scroll to Sai. Head to the tower as soon as Sasuke wakes up. Sai nodded as the two jumped into the trees heading toward the tower. And people say we don't do anything nice, Naruto said as Maiku burst out laughing. 2 figures opened a door or walked inside a room. Open them, one asked. Open them. They produced 2 scrolls and once opened dropped them on the ground. A cloud of smoke and standing there was Anko. Well done, brats, and not a scratch on you. Though there is a bit of blood. Anko said. Not ours, Maiku said. Even better. Now then go on inside and relax, you still got 4 days until the exam ends. Anko opened the doors and walked inside. Not much for words, are you, sensei? The 2 quickly went to their assigned room. Damn, this blood is starting to smell. The shower is down the hall, Naruto said. Damn. Maiku cursed and left with Naruto following. The shower was open and they went in. Maiku stood still, allowing the hot water to run down his body over his sore muscles. He was deep in thought. He knows Chigiri. Don't dwell on it, kid. You'll get your chance, just be patient, Bogu said. Yeah, was all he thought as he finished and went back to his room and put on a white muscle shirt, black pants and his boots. He strapped his sword onto his back. Let's get some food. Sounds good. Naruto quickly pulled on an orange zipper hoodie, leaving it open to reveal a black shirt. He now wore black shorts and black shoes. They made their way to a large room filled with tables and chairs. Guess this is the cafeteria. No s. Miku said and walked to the counter and grabbed something to eat. Sorry Naruto, no ramen. Miku plugged his ears as he sat down to prevent himself from going deaf. You done? Hey you two keep it down. Someone said. He had on black clothing, his headgear looking like a cat. He wore purple face paint. Or what? Miku said annoyed. Nice face paint. Borrowed your sister's makeup. Naruto said. The blonde, Miku recognized he had seen her earlier, started laughing. The boy in black took something off his back. Kankuro, you shouldn't do that here. The girl said. Don't worry Temari, this won't take long. Kankuro said. Yeah Temari, you might be able to see what we do if you don't blink. Miku unsheathed his sword and Naruto grabbed a kunai. In a flash they were next to the two blades at Kankuro's tea. You might have been able to move before we got here if you weren't pissed off. It was easy to get you into an agitated state. Naruto said. They're right. A new voice filled the room. Everyone turned to see a boy with red hair and a gourd of sand on his back. He turned his attention to the two with blades at Kankuro's tea. You two, I felt your chakra from here not long ago, it was impressive. What are your names? Naruto Uzumaki, said the blonde. Mikuru Yaiba. Miku sheathed his sword. And yours? Gaara. He looked over to the others. You've met my siblings already. Unfortunately, Miku said. Kankuro was about to say something but was shut up by Temari. Let's go. I look forward to meeting you two later. Gaara said and left the room. His siblings followed. Miku and Naruto kept the gaze until they left before eating. Let's hurry up and go train. Naruto said as he got back up to get more food. Hurry up he says. Then he gets up and gets more. Miku sighed. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.